this podcast.
Welcome once again to another yet more exciting episode on the Cast with Neye. On today's episode, we'll be having a conversation with an exceptional lady. We'll be hearing her journey as Kachi. So she's a social media strategist and virtual assistant. Kachi is a materials and metallurgical engineer in VIEW with interest in social media management and content creation, where she helps brands dominate their social media space as well as connect with their target audience, boost their engagement, and help them effectively stand out and meet their competition online. She does this by creating and implementing strategies that can help these brands. She has worked on teams for brands like Sahara Foundation, PCSR, SME 360 Magazine, Design Culture, and multiple brands across various industries, including fashion and beauty, manufacturing and construction, property management, food service industry, to mention but a few. She is currently the team lead for Cowrywise Ambassador, Federal University of Technology, Owerri, as well as Harvest. And she's also a one-time volunteer for TEDx Photo. Please let's welcome Kachi to the house. Kachi, can you say something to the listeners out there?
Hello.
Very brief. Hello. She does not like stress. Okay, thank you so much, Kachi, for gracing this podcast. We're super excited to have you. So we've been seeing your involvement in a couple of activities and things, though, like the Female Media Network, where you were a social media facilitator, and then currently the team lead for Cowrywise Ambassador, Campus Ambassador Photo, and then also an ambassador for Harvest, and lots more. So how does it feel?
Okay, it feels exciting, interesting. It's been a journey, and it gives me a sense of purpose, and I love what I do. So for CFEM, I really wanted to be a part of it. I really wanted to volunteer, to teach, to offer my own quota or volunteer what I can do for the girls. So I really love that women are empowered in society, and if you want to empower a woman and you cannot give her money, at least you can give her some sort of education. And it was a very wonderful initiative for TFM to teach girls digital skills, and I know personally how digital skills have helped me as a student, and I feel like a lot of women can benefit from digital skills as well. So if I have an opportunity to do that, why not? So that was why I got involved with TFM. For Cowrywise is about financial empowerment, financial education as well, and it is very important that a lot of young people know how to manage their finances well, because this is the time to start the whole money building, wealth building journey, and being a part of this has been something very very thrilling, I must say, because I've seen myself doing a lot of things that are helping young people manage their finances better. You know, people are saving their money on Cowrywise, people are investing in mutual funds, people are having their questions answered, people are starting their financial journey, and it's really exciting to watch. I can only sit back and see how much more people we can reach, how much more young people can say tomorrow that, oh, I'm so glad I started my financial journey in photo. Yes. And it was Cowrywise that helped me. I made my first investment at 18 in mutual funds because I met Cowrywise. I came in contact with Cowrywise, and it will give me so much more fulfillment. I was able to save up for my business because of Cowrywise and stuff like that. Then for Harvest is also a fintech brand, but it's focused on women financial empowerment, and also investments, but this time around it invests in agriculture. So as a young girl, you have a fish farm, you have an agricultural idea or business idea, you can put it up on Harvest, and you get a lot of people invest in your business, you get loans, you get a lot of financial empowerment to kickstart your business. The agricultural sector in Nigeria is one that is untapped. It has a lot of benefits.
True.
But it has not been utilized, or yes, it has not been utilized so well or so much. And what Harvest is doing is really amazing. And the very fact that we're so focused on women farmers is so exceptional. I mean, it's so good that, you know, women should be empowered. So a lot of women may not be able to go to schools, but at least they can have, you know, businesses in agriculture. You know, food is something that everybody eats, so demand is so high.
True.
And if you can help a woman who has a farm, that woman in the village, that woman anywhere that has a farm, or that girl anywhere that has a farm. I have a friend that has a fish farm actually, and she's a photo student. So if you, and her business is doing very well. And if somebody like that is empowered some more and she can scale and increase her business, you have empowered her, because I mean, now she has more, she's never lacking money. You know, she can also empower a lot of other women as well. Yeah. And that is one of the amazing things that Harvest is doing. Apart from that, you can also save your money on Harvest. And since we are so focused on women, you know, we want women to understand that, yes, you can have money as a woman, you can save your money as well, you can invest your money, you can tell your friends about it. We just want to build a community of financially woke, financially empowered and knowledgeable women, basically. So I like to be a part of these type of activities because, like I said, it gives me a sense of purpose. It helps me understand that, okay, yes, we're making some impact. We're moving people's lives forward. We are touching people, we're impacting them positively. So there are so many ways to make impact. You don't have to give people money to make like a positive impact in their lives. You can do a lot of things for them that will even, you know, give them better or longer returns than if you just give them like some money now. And I don't know, I just feel like it's purpose. When you're in purpose, you feel fulfilled. You feel I feel like that's like the greatest form of achievement, basically.
Yeah, wow. Man, this is really, really exciting to hear. It gives me so much joy that, I mean, there's a particular brand that is so focused on women in agriculture. Because most of the time, we hear more of the men in agriculture, but few ladies in agriculture. So it's super exciting to have this brand. Thumbs up to Harvest wherever you are. I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, basically. So, and then to all female women agriculturists, yes, if you're interested in farming, fishing, and a lot more poultry, you can venture into it, and you know the right brand, so always will Harvest is there for you. So thank you so much, Kachi, for answering that question. Now, speaking of these major highlights, I mean, like, it was just like boom, and everywhere we're hearing Kachi everywhere. Like, you volunteer for events. I know one, TEDx Photo, which you volunteered for, and then you also attended a couple of events as well. So I want to know and hear your journey. How did you evolve? How did this Kachi that we all know become very popular? I don't mean like very popular, like everybody knows Kachi basically. So how do we get to this point? How do you get to this point of your life? What was your defining moment? What was that moment of truth for you?
I don't know that everybody knows me, and I don't even know how, but my journey has been a short one, I must say, or a long one. I can't really say. But then I got into school after my secondary school in year 1. That one is another story on its own. And year 1, I was just coming to school like every other average student or every other normal student. You know, we want to make good grades and leave school and find our way. I didn't know that God had other plans for me. And then year 2, the same thing. Year 2 was really tough for me. I don't even know how I found myself in engineering, because I've always had this nick or this part of me that has been tilting towards the arts, towards the arts basically. But then I just thought that, okay, the arts came to me so naturally, so I don't want to do that because it would be so easy. I wanted to do something that I would have to like work so hard to get, because I don't know, I feel like it would just make me feel like yes, I did something. You know, when you work hard for something, you value it some more. So that's how I found myself in the sciences and eventually in engineering, basically. So year 2 was really tough because now we did a lot of top courses and all. So after year 2, the pandemic now happened the next year, or that same year, right, in 2020. So I think the pandemic was the year for me, because it was that year that I was at home and I was not doing anything. And I started asking myself, how can I make money? I mean, I've been asking myself this question since year 1, but during the pandemic, I just felt like I was not doing anything in my time, and I couldn't look for a job, because that's what I was doing. In year 1, when I come back for the holidays, I would go like around the street, and maybe my mom's friend or anybody, I'll be like, can I stay in your shop? And I'll stay there, and then they'll pay me at the end of the month or something, or at the end of the holiday. So, but then I couldn't do it because like everywhere was shut, everywhere was closed due to the pandemic. So I had to start thinking, what can I do? I couldn't start a business. Okay, I started a business actually in my year 2 first semester. But due to the pandemic, we used to get our products from China. We used to import our products and resell. But then it was not possible for me to get more products because the pandemic started. So I had to pause. So I was at that point where I wasn't doing anything and I was just at home folding my hands, and I did not like it. I wanted to do something. I wanted to earn some money, and I was just sitting doing nothing. I didn't like it. So I started thinking, what can I do? What can I actually do now to make some money? What can I do? So a friend told me about a book. We were just talking, and he told me about a book the book was by, I can't remember the author, but the name of the book is Think and Grow Rich. And
Napoleon Hill.
Yeah, Napoleon Hill.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I read this book, and that book was something. I don't know, I haven't finished the book yet till now, but just a few chapters of that book I read was just it for me. Okay, so as I started reading the book, I started learning how to think, because that was like one thing the book was really teaching. He said a lot of things. The book is really interesting. He told a story about his son, how his son was deaf, but he was able to help his son through the process. I think his son was born deaf or something, and then today his son can actually talk and hear. And he said a lot of things, dropped a lot of nuggets that really pushed me to think hard and understand that everything is possible, and that what I wanted, what I was looking for was actually possible. So I started thinking, and then I later came up with an idea. I was like, okay, this time around, a lot of businesses are online, and they want to sell off their products because the pandemic did not tell them that it was coming, and they are stuck with their products at home, and they need to sell them off. So I started asking myself, what can I actually do because those are the people who would spend any money or do anything to ensure that their product gets their customers. Okay, so I now thought about, how about I organize a class that would help these people learn how to sell their products online.
Wow.
And then I was like, but I don't know how to sell any product online. I don't have any experience. I had not thought about it before now. So how can I actually help these people? I now came up with the idea that I don't know how to do this, but there are people who know how to do it. There are experts who have been doing it before now online. So what can I do about this? I now sat down to think, what are the things people need to sell online? People need designs. People need social media. They need to navigate their way through social media and understand the different platforms to know how to use them effectively to make sales. So they need designs, right? They need social media knowledge, and they need to brand because they need to be unique. They need because there's a tough competition out there, and they need to brand their business in a way that makes them stand out. So I reached out to my cousin. My cousin is a brand designer. She's a brand designer and Design Culture. That's the name of her company. And I told her about my idea. Oh, I have this very wonderful idea, but I don't have any expertise in this, and I don't know how you can help me. Maybe you can come and teach them designs that they can use on social media. And she was like, yes, cool, I like it, don't worry, I'll come. I'll just organize the class and tell me the dates. I'll come and talk to them about it. I'll come and teach them. And wow, I was like, I told God, actually, I prayed about it, and I told God that if I tell my cousin, because my cousin is very busy, and she says yes, and she agrees to do it, I would be gingered to reach out to other speakers. So that was what I did. She agreed. I was like, yes, this is like a go ahead. And I now started combing social media, Instagram precisely, to find speakers who were good in their field and who would come to the class. But then I had a problem. The class was supposed to be paid for so I can make some money. But I could not actually. I actually asked them, the speakers. I reached out to a few speakers, and I was like, "How much would you charge me to come and speak in blah 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 such a class?" They told me a lot of money. Oh, hey, a lot of money. And then I was like, if I pay all these speakers, how will I get?
It's not even paid for.
Do you get?
Yes.
How would I get? No, the class was actually paid for.
Oh, it was. Oh, okay.
Yes, but I didn't know how many people would pay for the class, because it's different when I have been like a social media manager, a social media influencer, and I want to teach you, or a business person, and I want to teach you, okay, we'll come and learn about your business, so because I am succeeding at it. You would trust me more with your money than if you don't know me. You've not seen me from anywhere, and I'm telling you, oh, there's this class where I'm bringing these speakers. Yes, I'm bringing these speakers, but you don't know me. If it were the speakers who told you come to my class, that would be different. Do you understand? So I did not know how many people were going to pay for the class, and I also did not know how much we were going to get at the end of the day. I tried negotiating with some of the speakers, like, okay, let's do it on a percentile basis. I'll pay you based on they were not even ready to listen to that one. Give me my money before we even schedule the date. So I just knew that it was going to be a tough one. I reached out to a lot of speakers, and they still had this, okay, this is my charge, and I knew it was not going to work for me because I didn't want to end up defeating the purpose of starting the class, because I remember I did it to make some money, right? So I needed somebody who would. I reached out to my cousin. I told her, look at the challenge I'm having. Nobody's agreeing to come. They're all telling me a lot of money, and I don't know what to expect. So she told me, don't get a speaker that will charge you a fee, because you don't know how much you're going to make from the class. And remember, you want to get some money. So you have to find speakers who are willing to do it for free. Talk to them. At that point, I didn't know it was even possible that I could get speakers who would do it for free. So I said, okay. I also spoke to a mentor of mine. She also told me the same thing. And then I started out. I now had a different approach. I reached out to some other people, talked to them. Some people told me, okay, I could do it for free, but because it's a paid class, I cannot do it for free, because my paid classes cannot be this affordable. You get? So if I'm coming to this and it's paid, I can't do it for free. But if it's a free something, I can do it for free. And I did not back down. I kept reading that book, because at some point I was like, should I just give up? It was tough to get speakers. We had not even started talking about getting attendees for the class, so just speakers. And I kept going. I kept reaching out to some people who were skilled already. So during this process of reaching out to people, that was how I reached out to the person who gave me my first social media gig. You get? My first social media job. I didn't know that she was going to give me a social media job before then, but that was how I met her. So I met Mrs. Jumoke, and she's the CEO of Social Media Babe, and she actually agreed. Oh yes, I would love to do this, but she was heavily pregnant at the time, and she told me that she won't be able to do it, but she could get somebody from her team to do it, because she's pregnant, and on the set date for the event, she's supposed to be giving birth on that day, so it won't be possible for her. So she told me she'll get back to me. She got back to me and told me that none of our team members will be free to handle it, so that what she's going to do is she's going to pay for 3 people. And it was it was
like, are you serious?
do you understand? How can you meet a stranger and she offers to pay for 3 people because she could not come and speak for free? Wow. And I was praying for this class. I was praying for this class as well. I was praying, oh God, please send me speakers. Let them agree, And then God did this. I was like, God is really supporting me. I cannot stop now. And I kept reaching out. And eventually, I reached out to the social media Oga, Bolaji. And she agreed, okay, yes, I'll come. I'll talk. It was that easy.
Free.
Exactly. And that was how we got a second speaker for the class.
Wow.
A social media manager. So I was so happy. I was gingered. I was like, okay, yes. Because my cousin was speaking on branding. But she told me she will not speak on designs because that's what she does. Okay. She'll just talk about branding. And so I needed to get another person for designs. I said, I was looking. One thing I did, I forgot to mention this at the beginning, was that I got a team of people. I reached out to some of my friends. I was like, okay, look at this idea I have. Would you guys be willing to work with me on it so we can make it a reality? And they were like, yeah, I think we're like 4 or 5. Like, yeah, sure, I would want to do that with you. And I told them the challenge I was having. Okay, well, I've gotten 2 speakers, but I don't have 1 extra speaker. What can I do? So one of them now said, oh, there's this girl that I just happened to meet I just happened to see her ad or something like that. I could reach out to her or give you her contact so you can talk to her. So that happened. I spoke to the person. She's a graphics designer, and she agreed, okay, no problem. I'll come and teach them a few things. And that was it. So it was a 3-day class. Wow. The first day was branding, the second day was social media, and the third day was design. Yes, I brand myself. That was what the class was tagged. And now we are now faced with the challenge. We've gotten speakers, right? Now we're faced with the challenge of getting attendees for the class. And I thought about strategies on what to do. How can I do this? So coincidentally, I was in a group at that time that it was for an event organized by Owums Francis. Okay. Yes, the CEO of Boss Resources. So he was also very instrumental. Now I want you to look how people were instrumental to the achievement or actualization of a goal I had. Exactly. So I reached out to him. I was like, I love what you're doing. You have he knows how to pull. He knows how to pull the numbers. He knows how to get people to take action. And he was like, this is what you're going to do. In fact, do this. I'm going to be on the group. I'm going to support you. I'm going to help you get people for the class. And I was like, God, thank you. Thank you so much. And I did what he said I should do. We got a few people who were interested to pay for the class. And it happened. On the D-Day, on the 3 days, we did the first day. It was a success. A lot of people had a lot of reviews. They were like, I'm so glad I paid for your class, blah, blah, blah. Second day, I was the host. It's also a success. So I think on the 3rd day was the day for social media, and our speaker had to go to the hospital, But then, that was Bolaji. She had to go to the hospital. Okay. She was sick and all. And she still took out time to ensure that she attends the session and she speaks to the people who paid for the class. And I don't know, I just feel like that is so much sacrifice.
It is.
And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to to her, to every single person that made it a success. Because you guys saw a young girl that had a plan and you tried your best to make it happen no matter the challenges that were in front of you. So I don't know. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all so much. All the speakers who came for the event, if you're listening to this, I just want to say that I'm really grateful to you, and your pockets will never run dry. Amen. You would always find people who would help you in any situation at all. Okay? So that was it for me. So after that class, I got a lot of reviews. I was like, okay, this is actually a challenge a lot of people have. Why don't I start solving this problem as a service? And that's when I thought about social media management. okay, I can actually do this. This is a problem people have. I can solve this need. But then I didn't have any experience or knowledge. The only knowledge I had was knowledge from the class, because I was also learning. So you see, I got some money at the end of the class, and I also got some knowledge. So I was like, okay, now what I can actually start doing is I can start interning or working with some people, but then I can actually. So I was like, I think I can do something now. I know one or two things. I started taking free classes, watching YouTube videos. I knew I could not afford to pay for a proper class, like from a tutor. So I used all the free resources I had available to me. So at that point, I started reaching out. I started looking for opportunities, internships and all. So one thing I did was I reached out to one of the speakers, or not one of the speakers, but one of the people who I reached out to when I was looking for speakers. Because I think she said something like that. I think she said something like, if you ever need, if you like to work with us, you can always reach out to me. So I was like, okay, nice. I think it's time for me to reach out. And I reached out to her, and that was it. That was where everything started from. Okay, so I think what led me to where I am now in social media management is the fact that I discovered a need and I decided to solve it. And for the volunteering opportunities I am currently engaged in, I just felt like I could be more. I think I saw people who were also doing the same thing, who were volunteering. And I was like, okay, this is good, this is great. And I think at that point as well, I was also hearing a lot of volunteer is good. You get to connect with people. Yes, you get opportunities. So I was like, okay, this is sounding interesting. It's like something I want to do. Yes. And that was it. That was how I started engaging in it. Okay, so for career-wise, actually a friend saw the post, a post or applied. They started taking applications, and then she sent it to me. She was like, Kachi, I've applied to. So that's another thing. Your circle is very important. Okay, like the people who you surround yourself. The people who you surround yourself to, they're the ones who bring you opportunities. They're the ones who would assist you make your dreams or your goals a reality, and you do the same thing for them. So basically, that's just it.
Wow, listening to everything that Kachi has said, in fact, it's like writing a whole book, Kachi. Because as we were talking, I kept jotting. Now, there are some few points that I highlighted from what she said, and the first thing was that she defined a problem and she worked towards preferring solutions to those problems. So you can actually do the same thing. Look around you, are there problems and maybe around your society, or you feel like you can render help or solutions or profess solutions to. So the first thing to do is, first of all, define a problem and then ways to improve or provide solutions to those problems. Then she also said, another thing that also struck me while she was speaking was that she had a plan. Have a plan, and how God will do it. Like, you will not just know. Just have a plan. And the how and why, or how it's going to happen, God will just do everything for you. Like, it will just happen. Like I said, miracles will happen when all the speakers were offering to render free classes or free speeches without even having to pay anything, or having to pay anything to them. So that was very, very wonderful. Then use what you have to get what you want. You mustn't wait for or get to the point where you're earning how much millions or billions to be able to get skills or acquire some certain skill sets. Whatever you have, use what you have to get what you want. YouTube is there. There are some other free things. Like data. How much can you load? You can load as little as 100 naira, 200 MB or so, and just get that particular thing that you want to learn from YouTube. Then the last thing that she said that also struck me was your circle is also very important. So what are your friends, or who are your friends? What friends are you keeping around you? What set of people, what category of people? Are they people that are interested in your growth and development? If they are, then you're on the right track. If they are not, maybe you should start looking into that friendship and know how to get out of there or make it better. So thank you so much, Kachi, for answering that question. It has been a journey. I asked you that I wanted to know your journey, and you took us through the whole journey. It has been a journey for me. Okay, so while you were defining your path, what were those struggles and fears? Did you experience any, and how did you manage it?
While I was defining my path, I would like to say that my path is not fully defined yet, because there are a lot of, I'm still in school now, and I'm studying engineering, obviously. So I still keep asking myself, okay, so what path are we taking now? And tomorrow it will still change.
True.
It will keep evolving until maybe when we get to a point where we now know, okay, so
Exactly what I want to do.
this is what I'm going to do career-wise and in other aspects of my life.
Yeah.
So, but then, so far in my life, some challenges I've faced is, I think one challenge I faced was, while defining my path, was getting people you need people, that's the truth. You need people to actualize your goals.
True.
So one challenge I faced was getting people who could resonate with what I have and are willing to help. Because sometimes for you to get to where you want to be, you can't do it on your own.
Exactly.
You need some support, or there would be an extent to which you can go alone.
True.
But when you have some sort of assistance, you can go a longer mile.
Yes.
So I think one of them was finding people who actually believe that what I had in my head was a thing.
Yes.
Then the second thing was, I did not know what to do. So I started looking for resources. I started talking to people. Do you understand? So sometimes for you to find out what can I do, all those answers in your head, you cannot answer them on your own. You have to talk to people. You have to reach out. You have to connect with people. It's really important. Your circle is very important. The people who you're talking to is very, very important. So that's one challenge I faced, was getting people who believed in what I wanted to do and helping me on that journey. And another challenge I could say I had was finding out what's the problem, what can I do?
Yeah, what exactly
can I actually do? How can I do something from where I am? Because that was it. I was in a place where I couldn't do my business. I couldn't go out to work, but there was the internet and there was a problem I could solve. I had to do a lot of brainstorming and all. So it's just, the truth is just to start from where you are, like you said, using what you have, and also your circle.
Sure.
Finding out, discovering what you want to do at any point.
Okay, thank you so much, Kachi, for answering that question. Okay, so in recent times, you have been geared and inclined to female building and capacity. Like the Female Media Network, Harvest, and a couple of other ones. But you have been inclined to this female building and capacity. The whole she-her. Even on your Instagram, you had to change it to she-her. I thought that they were like, hey, Kachi. So what's the motivation behind this?
So the motivation behind, or why I'm tilted towards a lot of female movement or female stuff, is because, I don't know, I just feel like I'm a woman, and a lot of women were phenomenal to my growth as a person. So it's just the whole women helping women.
Yeah.
And
like giving back, your own form of giving back.
Exactly. And women face a lot of challenges. I don't know how to say this. I'm not going to go into so much details, but at some point in my life, I found myself in a situation where there was nothing I could do. And it's a situation that a lot of women find themselves in. Okay, there was really nothing I could do, and I asked myself when I got out of that situation that, do you know how many women are in this type of situation? A lot of women might have to go through this type of situation at some point in their lives. And it's going to be a very helpless situation that if there's nothing they can do, they might be forced to do a lot of other things that are very dangerous to their health, very dangerous to their life. Do you understand? So what can I actually do to ensure that if a woman finds herself in this situation, just like I found myself, she'll be able to get herself out, she'll be able to climb out? So that's why I try to ensure that, okay, I'm actually even thinking of, I'm not thinking of, I want to. By God's grace, I hope that procrastination would allow me. I want to start a foundation that helps women,
That'll be wonderful.
that empowers women in different ways. Okay, so you guys should watch out for that. But meanwhile, everything I just do is, I just want that women are not helpless. I want that no matter where you find yourself tomorrow, there's always something you can do. You can always survive. You can help yourself because you have been empowered to do so. Even if you did not have a dime, like if you did not have 0 naira and there was no place for you to get any money from, you can help yourself. So basically, that's what I'm doing. That's why I do what I do. Because if as a woman, you're helpless, you don't know, you find yourself in a situation where there's nobody you can turn to, what will you do? Do you understand?
Yes.
You might end up putting yourself in situations that you would naturally not be in. But then you feel like, oh, there's nobody to help me, there's nothing I can do. You obviously cannot go to a building site and start carrying blocks. Do you understand? So you might just, when they say...
do that actually do. Some men do that.
But honestly, that's so extreme. That's so extreme, honestly. But then you hear situations of where girls are in relationships where they're physically, emotionally abused.
Yes.
Where women are in marriages where they want to leave but they can't because they feel like, if I leave, I'm so broke, I don't have anywhere to go to and stuff like that. So I want that if a woman should find, or a girl should find herself in such situations, she can always leave because it's not healthy for her. It's not good for her and she won't be helpless. So basically, that's one thing that I can say motivates me to tilt towards. Exactly.
Wow, thank you so much for answering that question too. It was very, very apt and wonderful too. As usual, Kachi, you just keep killing it for us. So being a student and still doing all of these things, how do you strike a balance with schoolwork as well?
Okay, so it's really not easy. It's not easy because I started working. I got a job in the pandemic on my first job, my first like official good paying job during the pandemic. And since then, it's been from one to another. We've been growing and growing, getting busier. So it's been really tough. When school resumed, that was when reality sets in that it's not as easy. Because during the pandemic, I had like all the time in the world. So I was really giving my best at work. I even won best staff of the year at my place of work. It was really nice. But when school started, everything started coming at me so fast. Lectures, and I'm in a very tough department, maths. So so it's really not easy. Practicals, engineering is tough, to be very honest. But I just have to continue doing it. And one thing that's really helped me is balancing my time. I don't do everything like every other student. So I know that, okay, I have to be in class from so and so time to so and so time. Yes. I have to come back home. I have work. Almost every day I have to work. Okay, so, but then my employers have been very understanding, to say the least. I want them to be more understanding, but work has to go on.
Yes, regardless.
Exactly. So you can't really blame them. So it's been a lot. Some people have to stay. Some people say, Kachi, you're amazing, but we cannot continue to work with your time. We need somebody who can be there anytime we need them. And it's okay. We have to let some people go. Work with people who understand that, okay, you're a student and this is what is happening. So I really want to appreciate every single person that's given me the opportunity to work with them. Yes. Because there's some firms that won't take you because you're a student. You won't have their time. But then these people understand. They're like, okay, would you have the time? Yes, I can do it. I can try. Okay, let's just try. Let's try to make this work. And they are willing. They give me their pages to manage. They give me their businesses to handle. So I really want to appreciate every single person that has given me the opportunity to work with them. But juggling school and work has been tough. That's the honest truth. So many times I have a headache. I'm stressed out. It's a lot, honestly, but I just have to do it. And then there's some other activities I want to engage in that I can't be everywhere because I have work, I have school, a lot of demands. But then I feel like it's training, because one thing I believe is after school, this is like the freest time we'll ever have. Especially if you're somebody who wants to come out of school and you don't want to be a housewife, or you want to still work, and you have kids, you have work, you have church, you have a lot of things, you have your husband, so responsibilities are always going to be there. That's what I tell myself. True. So if I cannot learn to balance things now, I won't learn it then. It will still be stressful then. True. So I just have to keep trying to balance them up. So one thing that helped me is time management. I'm not the best time manager. I feel like it's something I'll keep learning. Yeah, but then I try to ensure that I don't waste my time. That's one. One other thing that's really helped me is outsourcing. So there are some things I outsource to make sure that, okay, I have more time to do school and work. Maybe if I feel like I can, instead of me to walk a particular distance, I would rather pay, like enter a bike or a taxi or something. Instead of me to maybe wash, I can give it to a dry cleaner. So that's one thing that, instead of me to cook, I cook sometimes, but I could also buy food to save more time, because I know that, okay, this time I can use it to do school and work. Another thing that's helped me is scheduling, automating your business process. So as a social media manager, you have to post at certain times. So you need to schedule, you have to use automation systems. And that's what I feel every single person or business owner should do. You need to use like an automated process to send out your emails, to post on your social media, to do a lot of things. Yes, you have to physically be there to do some other things, but as much as possible, automate the process. Okay, so that you don't have to be there 24/7. Like sometimes we would have 8 a.m. lectures, and I was supposed by 8:30, 9 a.m. And I'll be in the lectures, and you have to pay attention, because if not, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, so for that not to happen, you have to ensure that your post has gone up, because at work they know you have class, but you should have scheduled your post to go up by 9 a.m. that sort of thing. So those are like the things that have helped me. And whenever I get so hard, I break down as a human being I am, and I cry. That's fine. Do that. Have people in your corner who you can call and rant to, who you can call and complain to, who you can, pour out all the emotions you're feeling. Exactly. Have them in your corner, because there are times when it's going to be so tough and you're going to feel like, God, I should just give up at this point, but you need to keep going. Another thing, if it's too much, take a break. That's one reason why it's so good that you have a business or you work as a student, because now you have a mother, a father you can run back to. Oh, there's some months I just tell myself that, I don't think I can do this month. I am tired, I need to rest. Okay, and I can do that because I don't have family, I don't have responsibilities. Do you understand? I can always call my mother and be like, Mommy, I'm broke. Do you understand? And she'll send me some money. But if I had if I didn't start to do like a business when I'm in school, when I have like family and stuff, I may not have somebody to call when I don't have money. Do you understand? So that's why it's really important. Taking breaks are important. When you can go all out, when you have the time, when you have the opportunity, rest. Do things that will help you relax. Go away from work, go off everything as much as possible. So when you do that, you come back pumped, you come back ready, and you can, and you can give your best. So basically, those are the things that have helped me so far.
In fact, this is a whole session, to be honest. This is a whole session, to be honest. So, well done once again, Kachi. I mean, you're doing the most. Keep doing what you're doing, Kachi. So, a couple of months ago, you got the Cowrywise Ambassador Team Lead for Futo. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So, how far? How has the journey been like? How's the experience been like? And even you got featured on the Cowrywise platform as the ambassador for the week. So, how far has the journey been? How's the experience been?
Okay, being the Cowrywise team lead has been very challenging. I must tell you, this is like a training for me. That's what I like to say, because this is the very first time I've been like a leader and not have like an independent leader. Let me put it that way. Okay, because like back then in secondary school now, we were prefects, but you still had teachers that did most of the things. They just told you what to do. You get. I am now like an independent leader. I have to organize stuff, do stuff. Nobody's telling you what to do. So basically it's been tough, especially getting people, the members of the team, to perform an activity or perform an action, because these people are also independent individuals. They have their own schedule, they have their thoughts, they know what they want to do, they have their lives apart from career wise. So sometimes it's so tough because sometimes you have to find time to ensure that to fit in everybody's schedule and make sure that, and then you have to keep communicating to these people, this is why you're doing this, you're a volunteer, you decided to do this, so you have to make time to do it. So it's not been easy, to be honest. It's been very tough. Managing people is like so tough because sometimes these people can never understand, and then some people are very difficult. But I feel like it's the willingness. I want to do it, and I kept an open mind. I know I am not the best leader, okay, so I'm not always trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to ensure that, okay, what gets done, and I try my best to ensure that everybody's happy at the end. Okay, so basically that's how it has been for the team. The Carry-Wise Ambassador of the Week. It's been good. I'm grateful. I'm happy because I feel like that's recognition for the work I do, because I give it a lot of effort, because I feel that whatever is worth doing well. So if I'm going to do something, I want to do it well. I want to go all out and make sure I feel like it's recognition, and I'm grateful to Carry-Wise for the recognition. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, so thank you so much, Kachi, for answering that question too. Now, as a social media strategist or content creator, how do you position yourself for brands out there?
Okay, so basically I've not started building a personal brand on social media. I feel like that's one thing I'm going to do from 2022. That should be one of my goals for 2022. But now I don't. Yeah, you come on my page and you see stuff. It's just like a personal. It's not yet a personal brand. I've not yet started building personal brand. But one thing I do is I have a portfolio. I have a portfolio where you can see my work. I have pages that I've worked with. So when I have an intending client that's like, okay, send me what you've done and stuff, I send them what I've done. I send them my portfolio. And also, I reach out to clients. I reach out to people who have a problem. I'm like, okay, I pitch my services to you. There are different ways people get clients. Some people have like a page and all where people come and I can see what you're doing on your page. Can you replicate the same thing? But currently, I don't. What I just have is a portfolio of things I've done, my experience. Exactly. So when I see opportunities, I tell them, oh, I'm the girl you're looking for. I can do this. This is what I've done and stuff like that. So basically, that is it. But there's a how to position your brand on social media. And from next year, hopefully, by God's grace, I should start doing that.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering that question as well, Kachi. Okay, we have just finished speaking of how you can position yourself rather for brands out there. Now, what are these specific things that social media companies or brands out there look out for as a social media creator or strategist?
Okay, so most brands are actually looking for people who can solve their problems. On social media, they are there for a purpose. They want to make sales or create awareness for their brand, or for personal brands, they obviously don't want to make. Some of them don't want to make sales. They don't have anything to sell. They just want to build a relationship with their audience and get access to more opportunities and all. So you have to first of all find out what the goal of this person is and prove to the person that you can help them get to it. So one of such is visibility. They want to be more visible. The social media space is very, very broad. So if you can promise them that or show them that you can help them get visibilities, that is more followers, you can help them build a relationship with their audience, that is more engagement, you're the person for the job. Okay. So and then more sales for businesses. You should have proven that you can help them get. So as a social media manager, you're not going to promise them more customers, obviously, because that's not your job. But you can promise them that you can do the things that would help them become more attractive, more discoverable to their target audience, and more credible, such that, in return, they're going to have more people DMing them and purchasing their products, basically.
Wow, very wonderful as well. Okay, so through this journey as a creative, have you ever experienced the imposter syndrome?
So the imposter syndrome, I would say yes. I feel like everybody has that feeling sometimes, but I think it's something everybody has, but then you have to keep talking to yourself that you can actually do this. I mean, remind yourself of your past achievements, of your past successes, and tell yourself, I did this. Never forget, there's something that happens to a lot of people. Sometimes when you achieve or you get something, you forget the process. You forget the journey. It's just like when you want to give birth to a baby. You go through a lot of pain, but when the baby comes, like, you forget all the pain. So that's what happens sometimes. Don't forget, because like if you forget the process, you feel like, did I really deserve this? Maybe I'm not good enough to apply for this thing, or maybe I cannot do this hard. This person's personal brand, I'm going to be managing in me. I've never done this before, but you've done something similar and you've succeeded. So why do you think you can't do it? Okay, so I feel like it's just you continue to talk to yourself that, okay, I can do this. I've done something like this, or I've done this before. I can still replicate it. I've done that. Yes, I can do this. Something I can handle. I'm up to the task and all. Keep speaking to yourself. Keep reminding yourself. Exactly. And I think I heard somebody say that you should have a praise file. It's not like you want to brag, or you should have a place where you remind yourself, this is actually me that did this thing. Wow. Like, sometimes just do it. It builds your confidence and helps you understand that no matter what, I can actually do this. Okay, so that's one thing that helps me. And slowly, the imposter syndrome keeps going down. And that thing that sometimes, I feel this one would include positioning your personal brand. Sometimes you feel like, I don't want it to seem like I'm bragging. No, I actually don't mean to brag. But you're not bragging. You're actually just putting yourself out there for more opportunities. You're projecting what you do. Because, I mean, if you do great work, you should speak about it. As long as you did it, as long as it happened. I think, who said it? Victoria. I can't remember her surname. Yes. She said, as long as it happened, it's not bragging. Did it happen? If it happened, it's not bragging. So continue speaking about your work, what you do. Put yourself out there, because nobody will come inside your room to know what you're doing. It's your work that will speak for you. And I mean, you still want more. You still want to do more. No matter what you think you've achieved, it's so small. Like, it's the least. You can do better. So if you want to do better, it means that you want more opportunities to do better, and that's how you can achieve that.
Wow, thank you so much, Kachi, once again. So aside content creation, social media strategist, what other sides are there to Kachi?
Okay, so there's the side of engineering, where I have to do my reports, I have to read my books, I have to attend classes, and all that stuff that intelligent engineers do. And I also sing. I love to sing. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. I write sometimes. I want to write more, but I don't know. Shout out to all the writers. You guys are really trying, because it's so much work. Yeah, so basically, and what else? Nothing else. Yes, I like nature, actually. I really, really like nature.
You like having fun, you like traveling, like,
yeah, that's true. I actually like trips. I like going on trips. I like doing fun things, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Recently, Kachi, your IG name got changed from Kachi Maduagwu to Originica. Originica. So, and I believe that every name stands for something, or every name behind it there's a meaning. So what instigated the name change?
So basically, my name is still Kachi Maduagwu, obviously, but I just decided to change it to a username, Originica. So Originica stands for original Kachi. So I want to be original. I want to be true to myself. I want to do what I want to do. I want to showcase myself. I don't want to be in a box. Like, I don't want to be who people would expect me to be or want me to be. I want to do what comes naturally to me. So I don't know. I just feel like there's some people I see and I'm like, don't you have a human side? Show me your human side. Okay, and I want to be that person that shows her human side. I don't want to be, oh, Kachi, you're doing a lot of amazing things, blah blah blah, just showing my professional side. I also want to have like a personal side that I show. And it's not like if I have a personal if I have my name there, it's not, but I just feel like that original Kachi is it for me. Okay, so it's liable to change. I can decide to change my username at any point, but for now I just think I'm at that point where I just want to show up as myself originally.
Okay, Kachi, original Kachi. Kachi, what inspires you or who inspires you?
Okay, so I think I'm inspired by the need to do more. I just want to be better. I want to live a life that I don't want to settle. I want to, in every area of my life, I just want the best. Yeah. I don't want to just be settled for the average life. I could have decided to just come to school and be the average student that just worries about school. But I decided that no, I just want to do more. I want to stand out. I want to be better. I want to do what I can. So basically, that's one thing that inspires me. The need to do more, the need to not settle, the need to stand out, the need to not be average. Then another thing that inspires me would be the fact that I want a good life. Okay, I want a very, very good life. I think I want the best out of life. So that's one thing that keeps pushing me. Okay, so I come from a home where I was raised by a single parent. Okay, so I had to see, my mom is also another person that inspires me. In fact, if I should have a role model, it should be my mom, because over the years I've watched her resilience. My mom is very resilient, like she doesn't give up. She's very hopeful. She always keeps, striving to give her children the best life she can. And I feel like that's so admirable. So I don't have everything in life, do you understand, that maybe some of my mates have, but I have some things, and that's because my mother gave me the opportunity to have them. So what if my mother did not send me to a good school? What if she didn't work hard? What if she said, oh, there's no husband, let me just send you to like a very, very, a cheap school, because but she said no. She kept working hard to ensure that she gave I and my siblings a good life. And I just feel like my mom is like the root of everything. So even if there's something I expect my mother to do now and she cannot do it, I feel like she may not be able to do, but she has done a lot that would give me the ability to do what I want for myself. Do you understand? So that's one thing that inspires me as well. The need to be better, don't settle for average, and the fact that, create a good life for yourself, create a good life for your family tomorrow. So basically, create a good life as well for a lot of women out there. So that's just what drives me.
Okay, Kachi, thank you so much. Kachi, do you have a role model and do you have a mentor? Because I believe there are two different things, role model and mentor. Do you have a role model and do you have a mentor?
Okay, so apart from my mom, who I mentioned as my role model, I have some other people that I look up to. I look up to them and I'm like, wow, I admire this part of this person. I want to have this. This is something I want to have in my life. This is something I want to have in my life. So people like Fade Ogun Dero, I don't know if I pronounce her name well. I like the fact that she's the CEO of Bookings Africa, and that woman is it for me. She is just very successful, and I like her professional life. I like the fact that, she has achieved a lot so far and she's just doing more, and she keeps getting better by day. And that person I admire is Ifeduro Tisimi. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation, but like the CEO of her economy.
Okay.
Yes. So she's somebody that I also admire a lot. That woman is
fire.
I cannot explain how many grants she has won. She's always winning something. She's just too much. Like, this woman is somebody that if you follow her, you will be inspired. Because like every time she shows up, it's one achievement or the other. I think just now, her economy just got seed funding. They have partnerships with Amazon, different international brands. Like, the woman, she's just after the bag and she's getting it. Like, I just like the fact that she's not settling. She's doing a lot of amazing things, making life better for people, because economy every year they give grants to female-owned businesses, and she's doing that. She's just really doing a lot, and she's super amazing. I really admire that about her. So like, those are like, okay, yeah. There's also Tony Lumelu. So yeah, so I really admire him. One thing I really admire about his social media is the fact that he's human. I like people who have the human side of them, or who show the human side. So he's this and he's all of that, but then he still shows us his family, still shows us when he's working out, all those things. Exactly. And I admire his journey. He's somebody who has grown, used what he had to get what he wanted. Now he's honestly, if you're not using UB, I don't know what you're doing. You're sleeping on a bicycle.
How many brands are we going to type? Calorie-wise, UBA, everybody. They must hear this podcast.
So I just really admire these people. And I have a mentor, Mrs. Toyo Oyineye. So she's somebody she was a teacher in my church when I was growing up. I think she's still a teacher there now. But she's a counselor, she's a teacher, and she's somebody that the first day I set my eyes on her, I saw myself in her. Like, wow. I don't know, but we just connected. And she has been very, very supportive of me, of my dreams. I don't think there's anything I don't tell her. Like, she's somebody who you can call at any time. She has the whole world falling to take care of, but she would always answer. Wow. She would always be there. She would always be there to direct, to help, to love. And I feel like this is somebody that you're not connected to me by family, by blood, but then you're always there. Like, you always want to help. There's nothing you tell her that is too bad for her to hear. And she's always willing to advise. She's always willing to reach out. And I don't know, but like, I'm forever indebted to her because she's so phenomenal in my growth as a person, in my journey. I feel like everybody should have that person. Okay, that person, have that mentor, have that person who is just there, your own person, who you can always run to for direction, especially as a young person. There are lots of bad decisions or wrong. They may not be bad, they might be wrong. Maybe you should have done this instead of doing this. Okay, an example would be the fact that when, I think last year or so, I wanted to run for a particular position in school, a political position, but I asked myself, was this actually the right decision for me? And now when I look back, I know that was a wrong decision, but I didn't know what to do because I'd already gone so far. Dropping at that point was me getting to that point where I was asking myself, is this the best decision for you to take? So I discovered it wasn't, and she was the one who helped me understand that it wasn't. She didn't tell me what to do, but by the questions she asked me and the talk we had, I just discovered that, okay, this was not right for me at this point. And I'm glad today that I made that decision. Do you understand? So basically, that's just it.
Wow. But most times getting a mentor is not, we see it as a huge task, or we don't know how to get the right people or the rest of them. I'm sure like people have the same questions to ask outside. How do we get to know, or how do we get the right people as mentors?
Okay, another mentor I have, I forgot to mention this. We've not really started, but we're about to, is Ayo Bankole. So
my G.
But this question now you just asked me made me remember. Okay, so my first mentor, I did not actually tell her, oh, I want you to be my mentor. It was just a relationship that developed over time. But one way to get, and there are different mentors. So you can have professional mentors. You can have relationship mentors. You can have mentors in different fields. And I think my relationship with Ayo Bankole would be a professional mentor relationship. So for professional mentors, most of the times, you have to reach out to them. Okay, you have to reach out to them with your intention. But you need to understand that these people are very busy people. A lot of professionals are busy and they don't really have time for a lot of things. So except they have maybe an opening like Tony Lumelu that has an opening for mentorship. Except that is it. They may not really be so, free or available to mentor you individually. So one way you can get a mentor is by looking for mentor organizations. There are mentor organizations out there that pair you to mentors. So I've had a mentor before in the past, and I got the mentor through Mentor Me Nigeria. So it's an organization where, you apply and then they merge you with a mentor that would mentor you for some time. And it's so good when you have mentors because from that mentor, I got some money to to get my domain name for my website. Okay, so there's some benefits you get from mentors, not just counseling. Okay, some of them will pay you, some of them would, give you access to opportunities. Exactly, some of them would give you jobs and pay you. That's what I mean. Yes.
Okay.
Some of them would, a lot of things. So there are a lot of benefits. So you can get attached to these organizations that and then also assist you, maybe not a payment, but they would assist you. Oh, do you have data? Oh, do you have this? I just sent you this. Such sort of support is part of mentorship. So having a mentor is really important. So you can get attached to organizations. You can reach out to them personally, send them emails. When you go for events where speakers come and speak, don't just go home. Reach out to these people and tell them, I want you to mentor me. And tell them why they should mentor you. Another strategy you can use is offer to work for them. You should have something you can give because that's another thing with mentor relationships. Always have something to give out. There's most of my mentors, I have had something to give out. So it could be some sort of assistance. It's not a big deal actually, but it's just something that relationships are a give and take situation. So always make sure that when you're reaching out to mentors, you have something to give out. So that's another strategy. There are mentors who will take you if you don't have anything to give out to them, but then it's always ideal that you have a sort of service you can render to assist them or something. It will really help them to say yes to you, even if they're so busy. And don't ever think that somebody will not respond to you. Send DMs on social media. Do you understand? Maybe these people have people who are managing their brands, but they would always get to them. Oh, we have this message for you. Somebody sent this message. Okay, so don't be scared. Some of them may not respond to your DMs, but there are some who will. So focus on those who will. Send emails as well. Reach out to people, but always ensure that when you're reaching out to them, you tell them why you want them to mentor you, why you feel they're a good fit for you, and also to if you can bring anything to the table, do it. Let them know, okay? It's not like you're paying them. No matter what you do, they would always outdo you. But just ensure that there's something you're bringing to the table, basically.
Wow, so much to learn, so much value, Kachi. Before we wrap up, we have 2 more questions to ask Kachi before we call it a day. So what's next for Kachi? What should we look out for probably in the upcoming years to come? What brands will you want to work with in the future to come? And then what other career paths will you want to explore as well?
Okay, so I'm so sorry, I didn't get the question. Could you repeat it again?
Oh, sure, I can. Okay, I said what's next for Kachi? Like, what should we look out for in the upcoming years to come? Upcoming years, like in the future, what should we look out for? What brands will you want to work with in the upcoming future? And then what other career paths will you love to explore as well?
Okay, so I would want to work with a lot of multinationals in the coming years. I would want to work with Total, Shell, NNPC, engineering companies, Chevron, ExxonMobil. Exactly. Those are like kind of brands I would want to work with. I also want to work with, companies like Facebook, Meta. It's now Metaverse. Google, these are brands that Coca-Cola that I admire and I would want to be on. Microsoft, exactly, be on their teams and help them achieve their goals on social media as well. And the career path I want to explore is product marketing engineering. So I want to help engineering firms market their products, their consumer products, business to business products as well. So that's something I would like to do because I'm studying engineering and it cannot be these 5 years of struggle. I'm stressed. So that's one thing I want to do. Yeah, basically. So in the future, look out for my foundation for women. look out for me managing top brands. Look out for me on Forbes list. Look out for me on. Oh, exactly. Look out for me on what's this one, under 25.
Yeah,
just look out for me. I also hope to start businesses.
In fact, better Nigeria people must feature Kachi.
Yes, so amen. So look out for me. I also want to start businesses. I also want, like, there are a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things to do. So just watch out for me, God willing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kachi. So before we call it a day, what's that word you say to emerging young adults or youths to aid their scaling up or their scaling as a young game? And probably people still find it difficult to defining their path or whatnot.
Okay, so what I would one thing that came to my mind now is get out of your comfort zone. Okay, get out of your comfort zone. You're in a zone that you feel so comfortable. Want more. If you're so comfortable, you won't see the need to do anything because you're fine where you are. And when I say get out of your comfort, it doesn't have to be a physical location. I'm not saying you should leave your house, but get out of that comfort zone you've created for yourself in your mind. Okay, want more. If you feel like you're okay where you are, nothing is going to change. Okay, but then if you understand that I want more out of life, I want to do more, I want to be better, it could be anything for you. Look at yourself, look at one problem you faced, and imagine that a lot of people are facing the same problem. How many more people are facing this problem, and what can you do to bring a change or to solve the need? Okay, so that's one thing you should do. That's one thing you can do to find your path. Looking for needs, solutions, identifying problems that people are facing and solving them. Most people who have found purpose today is as a result of something they faced in the past. So that's another thing to do. There's no perfect life, and it's like that because, God just wants us to I feel like it's like that because we are humans and we are here for a need, for a purpose. If there was no need, God would have, I feel like he would have just left us in the Garden of Eden. Or in heaven. But we are here because there's something that needs to be done, and nothing can be done right if it's not wrong. So so just look for that thing that you can do and do it. And another thing, take advantage of opportunities. Use your social media well. So some of you on social media are just like scrolling through and enjoying yourselves. It's good to enjoy yourselves, but I don't know the kind of people you're following, but you should follow people who influence you positively. Okay, ask yourself, do you want to live the average life? I feel like that's the first thing. Do you just want to finish school, get a great job, and raise your family? Some people want that, and that's okay. But if that's not what you want, if you want more, if you want success, if you want to touch lives, if you want to reach out to people, if you want to create a better society, then you have to get out of your comfort zone, because just having the normal life is your comfort zone, is what everybody wants to do. But the few that stand out are the few that are solving a need, that are doing something, that are impacting lives. So that's the first step. And then asking yourself, what can you do, basically, to solve a problem? So like I said, use your social media well, follow the right people, get access to opportunities, and when you see opportunities, jump on them. Jump on them, even though, like, you're young now. I don't know who I told this. Now is the time to make mistakes. Now is the time to try that thing and
get confused.
Yes, now is the time to fail. Keep trying, because if you don't try, you fail. Like, if you don't keep trying, apply for stuff even though you don't get them. It's always good to want to apply for things and get them. But then, sometimes that's not what happens. Yes, before you apply for stuff, get knowledgeable about what they need, apply intelligently. But even after doing everything you feel you're doing right, you might still not get those opportunities. But don't stop, keep trying, because the more you try, the more you find out, where did I go wrong? What can I do better next time? You work on that, you do it tomorrow, you fail, you come back again. So that's just it. Keep trying, reaching out. Chris told us on Saturday that he applies for nothing less than 3 opportunities every day. So what are you doing sleeping on a bicycle? Apply for opportunities, man. Because even successful people, because now I'm a virtual assistant, so I work with professionals in different industries. These people make me apply for different things on a daily basis for them. And if these people who you say are successful are still applying, how much more you? How much more me? That's another thing I'll say to them. Another thing I'll say to you is listen. What are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you consuming? Those things influence your life, because if you don't listen to the right podcasts, if you don't read the right books, if you don't consume the right information, you will just be there thinking that the world is just the way you're looking at it. Attend events. If you did not attend the event on Saturday, you probably wouldn't have heard that, I should apply for like a lot of opportunities like Chris, so I can get the opportunities he had. You won't know these things. When you go for events, you meet people who want more just like you, and you get connected to them, and you build your network. You get access, you hear new things, you hear things that, maybe they are not so new, but then they are said to you in a different way that you heard it. Just like how I heard Victoria, just like how some people heard Yechi when she said that define success the way it means to you.
Yeah.
You understand? So these are things that happen. You don't just wake up and, you're so successful. All these things will build together, come together to help you achieve that goal. Read the right books as much as possible. If you know you can't read, get all these audiobooks and listen to them. Listen to podcasts. Just make sure that every day you're surrounding yourself with some sort of inspiration, motivation that is pushing you to be better, basically. You get? So that's just the advice I'll give to them.
Lastly, before we call it a wrap, Kachi, generally, what's your advice to people who want to embark on this social media management journey?
Okay, so my advice to people who want to be social media managers or virtual assistants or whatever digital skill you want to acquire is, first of all, start from where you are with what you have. If you can afford to pay for like a social media course, do it. Okay, if that's what you can afford to do now, do it, because it will pay you in the long run. Because some of these people, when after taking their training, you'll be connected to internships or you work for them and you make your money back. Okay, but if you can't, if you're just starting from like zero, take advantage of the free resources online. There's Coursera. Microsoft is even doing a whole and it's ending on December 30th. Always reach out, like go on the internet, search. How can I learn digital skills? You can learn anything for free. You can learn anything basically for free. And that free information you're looking down on is what is going till today. I've not paid for a social media course, but I've made a lot of money from social media management. Why? Because I've been self-learning. A lot of these people who are teaching you these things learned it on their own. So if you're somebody who wants to, want to enter the digital space, whatever it is, there's TFM. You just have to sign up with like 3K or so, and you get the access for life to learn any digital skill they are teaching. Every edition for free. So you can take advantage of these things. You learn from YouTube, you go on Coursera, you go on Google, you just type in. Even now, Google is giving, what's this one? It's a Google program now. It's not the normal Google Digital Skills for Africa. There's this one they are doing now. They're teaching UI, UX, teaching a lot of amazing things. Yes. And even after, they promise to connect you to internships and all. And it's not free. You have to pay something, but you can apply for financial aid. So I'm currently learning UI, UX in that program, and I didn't pay a dime. I applied for financial aid and I was granted. So these are things you can do. Everything you want to do is online. Just use your phone well, use your time well, basically. Start learning from scratch. And when you feel like you've learned something, always remember, even the topmost coaches are still taking trainings. They're still learning, because you cannot know enough. You cannot know everything. No matter how small what you know is, there's somebody out there who doesn't know it, who you can teach it to, who will pay you, who will thank you for telling them about it. So once you feel like, yes, I know one or two things, I can pull a few strings, practice, create a page, or practice on your own page, or just create a page, or ask your friend. A lot of your friends have small businesses they are doing. Let me manage your page for you. In return, you give me reviews. In return, I have my analytics I can always add to my portfolio and show clients in the future. Or you can reach out for internships, reach out to businesses, reach out to, just reach out. Don't just stay there and expect the opportunities will fall on you. It doesn't work that way. Reach out, take internships. When you see companies or social media brands or digital brands, what they call them, agencies, that are taking interns, apply, because most times, 9 out of 10 times, they'll take you. They need your services. Even if they don't call for an application, they would say yes, because every day they are signing up businesses and they need people to take on these businesses, and you don't know because you never tried. So there's some people I reached out to at some point this year to manage their brands, their personal brands, as a virtual assistant. Some of them were like, oh, thank goodness I found you. I needed somebody. Oh, my assistant just resigned and I didn't know what to do. You don't know that these slots are open because you don't even try. You don't make a move. Yes, you might try and you won't be successful. But what if you are? You'll never know if you don't try. So that's just basically it.
That she hits me.
So that's just my advice to newbies.
Kachi, it's not just advice, to be honest. My voice has even come down. This is a whole course. In fact, please register on this podcast if you want. Coursera, live Coursera happening here. How to grow your business or how to define your path. Please register now. Well, it has been a very wonderful and amazing session, to be honest, Kachi. I mean, words cannot describe how happy and excited I am to have you on my podcast. I've been wanting this day to come true, and finally it has. I'm super excited to have you, Kachi. You have taken us through the journey, through your whole growth process, and finally giving us hints on how we can eventually become the better person or actualize those dreams that we have or bring them to actual fruition. Thank you so much, Kachi. Really appreciate. On the cast with me, we are saying goodbye at this moment. Signing out right now. Bye.